Hey everybody, welcome to Math 1350, Introduction to Statistics. I'll be your instructor this semester. My name is Lane McConnell, and I'm hoping to go over just a little bit of sort of the structure of the course, what you can expect in terms of sort of the day-to-day and week-to-week, as well as some of the nuts and bolts about how your grade's going to be computed, all that good stuff. So this is just sort of an overview, introduction to what you can expect from the class, and we'll get into the content in later videos. So again, my name is Lane McConnell. You can just call me Lane. The best way to get in touch with me is going to be via email, and my email is posted in a number of places. It's in the syllabus. It's under the instructor information tab in CNM Learn, and I think there's even a link that says CNM email on the left side of CNM Learn where you can click that and it'll take you to a place where you can select my name and send me an email that way. It's going to be the best way to get in contact with me this semester because I'm not on campus at all, so I'm not going to even bother giving you my CNM phone number because I'm not going to be there to answer the phone. So if you want to get in touch with me, email is going to be the best way. Down the line, when people have complicated questions and need help working through problems, email may not be sufficient. And in that case, my plan is to kind of hold either Zoom meetings or something along those lines where we can sit down and actually meet, face to face virtually to go through problems, stuff like that. So that's sort of the plan for now. And that's what office hours are going to wind up looking like. So for the time being, as far as office hours go, I'm not scheduling any specific ones. It's going to be by appointment only for now. If you want to send me an email, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Typically that looks like less than 24 hours during the week, and usually if it's on a day like today, a Monday or something like this, I'll answer the email as soon as I see it pop up. Just know that if I haven't answered you within 24 hours during the weekdays, send me another email. It probably means that I got distracted, I saw your email, my kid interrupted me, something like that, and I spaced out replying to you. So don't feel like you're pestering me. If I'm not being responsive, get on my case, and I'll try to keep that to a minimum. And just know that on the weekends, sometimes it may take me a little bit longer to respond. I can't ensure that I'll get back to you within 24 hours on the weekend, but I'll do my best. Like I said, office hours, as far as that goes, is just going to be by appointment. But if there's sufficient demand, if it seems like a lot of people are having questions, then I'll probably start to schedule an hour or two a week where we can have a pre-scheduled Zoom meeting, and I'll just be online, and if people want to drop in and ask their questions, then we can work through problems together. So I'm going to wait and see what the demand looks like, and if there's sufficient demand, then I'll start scheduling those hours every week and hopefully get answers to your questions doing it that way. Let me just go through some of the important points in the syllabus. That's kind of what this is going to be, just sort of a greatest hits, so to speak. I'm going to skip the topics. There's a bunch of, if you want to go into it, it'll tell you every single thing you're supposed to learn this semester, but a lot of those won't make sense because they use statistic jargon that you haven't learned yet. So the stuff that you actually care about, the textbook. So our math classes are using an inclusive access model. That means the textbook is already included. It's an ebook and it's available to you right now here in CNM Learn. There's instructions to access it, but basically you just click on the Connect Math link that's on the left-hand side, and it'll take you to the ebook. That's also going to be where our homeworks are posted. So our homeworks are going to be online as well. They're going to be using this Connect Math system. And those homeworks will be due on Mondays at 11:59 p.m. So you'll have one homework a week, or one homework folder, so to speak, a week. It'll usually cover a couple sections, whatever we get through that week in class. And as far as the homework goes, I'm not making you get a perfect score. So there's a lot of problems in some of the sections, and it's really meant to be practiced. So An 80% threshold is what I'm looking for. If you can average an 80% across all the homeworks, I will give you 100% credit at the end of the semester. So if you need to miss an assignment or skip a few problems just because you feel like you've already got it, or it's just a busy week at work, or your kids are sick, or whatever the case may be, just know that you have a little bit of leeway and you can miss a few problems or a few assignments here and there as long as you maintain that 80% average. Like I said, you'll have about one homework bundle per week, but we won't have homework on the weeks of exams. So keep that in mind. The other materials that you're going to need is a webcam. And if you've got a laptop that has a built-in webcam, that's totally fine. The only time that we're going to be using the webcam is for exams. We're going to be using some software called Respondus Monitor. And basically, you have to film yourself taking the exam to ensure academic integrity, make sure that you aren't cheating. So you basically film yourself taking the exam, show the environment around you, make sure that you don't have notes that aren't allowed hidden somewhere, or a friend hiding under the desk or whatever to feed you answers, that type of thing. But otherwise, you don't need the webcam for any meetings. Even if we do a Zoom meeting, I don't care whether or not I see you. As long as I can hear your voice, that should be sufficient for the most part. The last material that's on the syllabus as a requirement is a calculator. And not just any calculator, but a graphing calculator. This class is going to require on certain problems use of a TI 83 or 84 calculator. If you have another branded graphing calculator, that will be fine. I'm hoping that we can relax this restriction, but I'm leaving it there for those of you that have scholarship implications that they won't pay for it unless it's listed in the syllabus. So the idea is some of the problems require a graphing calculator. There are free and or very cheap apps available for both Android and iPhone, and there's links to those in the syllabus. And so for things like the homework, it's totally sufficient to just use those apps. The question is, on exams, how are we going to work around this? And so I've been having some discussions with some other instructors to try to figure out if we can avoid making everybody go buy these graphing calculators, because they're very expensive. If you've already got one, that's fantastic. If you know somebody that has one and they're willing to let you borrow it, that's also fantastic. Hold off on purchasing one for the time being, and I'll let you know down the line if I come up with a workaround that's going to keep us from having to buy one, because they're like $120. So it's not a minimal expense. So just keep that in mind. I'm hoping to find a workaround that doesn't require you to purchase one, but we'll see how that goes. Worst case scenario, if you don't have one or don't know somebody that has one, you might have to buy one. So I'll try to let you know as soon as I resolve that issue with the other instructors and we come up with an idea. You're going to need to participate in class, and what that means for you in the day-to-day and week-to-week cycle is there's going to be learning modules, and they basically correspond to each week of the class. So you'll have a week 1 learning module, and within that learning module, it'll give you sort of an overview of what we're going to cover that week. There will be a checklist that goes through all the individual tasks that you need to complete to keep you on track. I will post links to lecture videos that I'm going to create. The idea is, for these lecture videos, they're pretty much the same thing I would do in a face-to-face class. I know a lot of you are not taking online courses by choice. You're just being forced into it, as am I as an instructor. So I'm trying to emulate the in-class experience as much as possible. I would very strongly recommend that you watch all of my lecture videos and that you actually take notes, like get a notebook and write stuff down yourself as though you were taking notes in class. That's going to make it a lot easier down the line to study when you have all the material in one place. So that's my recommendation. Obviously, your mileage may vary. But if you watch the videos, it should mean that you don't even really need to open up that ebook very often. So you'll have my lecture videos. They'll be listed in each module. You will also have a link to the readings. If you're somebody that learns better by reading the textbook, by all means, read the textbook, skip my videos. But I would very strongly recommend watching my videos. In general, I've gotten good feedback on them in the past, and most people don't wind up needing to use the textbook. As part of so after you've watched the videos and or done the readings, then you will have the homework assignments. So you'll do those homework assignments. Again, they will be due weekly. I'm having them be due on Mondays at 11:59 p.m. I can't remember if I mentioned that already. And that way you have hopefully a weekend to work on it if you are somebody that has weekends off. But you'll also have time on that Monday to ask some questions, and I can be there to respond to emails and hopefully help people catch up. So the policies regarding homework are all written in the syllabus. And if you have any questions about that, again, feel free to email me. The other things that are going to go into your grade are we're going to have occasional discussion posts. Not a ton. I don't like forcing people to converse for the sake of conversing, but I'm going to have a few discussion posts throughout the semester. And again, they'll be listed in the checklist of the weekly modules where it's relevant, where we're going to discuss some of the big ideas from statistics. And again, the hope is to kind of emulate the types of conversations that we might normally have in a face-to-face class. So that's going to be the hope. It's not going to contribute a ton, but it's going to be part of your participation grade, which will make up like, I don't know, 5% of your grade, I think. So you'll have the homework, participation. What am I missing? Tests. I mentioned earlier that we're going to be using that Respondus monitor for exams. You're going to have 2 midterm exams. I think the first one's at like week 5, and the second one is, it's in the syllabus. Look there. Don't trust what I'm saying now. I'm not looking at the syllabus right now. So you'll have 2 midterms plus a final exam. And the final exam will be cumulative, but it'll focus more on the material towards the end of the semester that's kind of since the material between exam 2 and the final. The weights for all of those are again listed in the syllabus, so you can figure out exactly how your grade will be calculated. The last thing that's going to go into your grade is going to be a final project, and that project will be towards the end of the semester, probably with about 2 or 3 weeks left. I'll post it, and it's going to use real data. And you're going to have to do a bunch of the tools, or use a bunch of the tools rather, that we've developed over the course of the semester, and that's going to be worth a little chunkier grade as well. So again, as far as you're concerned, what you need to do is on Mondays, if possible, log in. You can work on this class whenever you want. We don't have a set meeting time, but log in, check out that checklist of tasks for the week, and in general, a new module will open up every Monday, and most of the material from that module will be due the following Monday, so you'll have a week to work on everything. So that's what it's going to look like. If you have any questions or if things are unclear as the semester progresses, let me know. I'd love to get feedback down the line on the videos if they're feeling useful to you. They're going to be a little bit long, and I know that's hard to sit through. Because I'm going to post basically kind of lecture length videos, they're probably going to be 45 minutes, maybe even an hour long. And my hope is, if I have the time, I'm going to go in and kind of bookmark in YouTube. They're going to be posted in YouTube, and I'll try to bookmark. Here's the introduction section, big ideas, example 1, example 2, so you can kind of click to the different timestamps in the video and get to the relevant portion if you're just kind of going back and wanting to review. So we'll see how that all works out. The best laid plans, we'll see. We'll see how they work out in practice. There is a tentative schedule of everything in the syllabus. So if you want to see sort of long-term big picture what's coming up, look there. And then the smaller weekly tasks will show up in those learning modules online. If you have any questions or if anything's unclear, shoot me an email. And if you want to talk to me face-to-face-ish, again, shoot me an email first and we can schedule a meeting. Otherwise, good luck this semester, and I will virtually see you in the next video.